So the UFC's been kind of cooking with the main events moving forward. Like, we kind of got out of the rough patch of the main events for the year. The first three fucking main events. I mean, besides Oliveira Holloway, which is a good matchup, the Patty Gaethje was bullshit, and the fucking Volk Lopez 2 was bullshit. You can't really complain about the fight nights. It is what it is. But moving forward, we're going to be predicting the main events and championship fights of the next upcoming 9 cards that were announced. We're still waiting on one fight night main event in UFC 328, the numbered event in May. That does not have a main event yet or a championship fight on it yet. So we're going to go through, predict all the winners of every fight night that's been announced and the championship winners of UFC 327, because there's 2 belts on the line, and UFC White House card. I'm not calling that bullshit, the fucking Freedom card. The White House card, which has 2 belts on the line, even though one's an interim. They've been kind of cooking. I'm not going to lie. Say what you want previously, but now the main events are good, okay? So, first card we've got to predict, Kevin Vallejos versus Josh Emmett. Vallejos getting a crazy jump, which is it's not that crazy, but he's only got 3 fights in the UFC. Vallejos, one of the best, and I wouldn't say he's relatively unknown prospect. He's one of the best prospects, one of the better prospects in the UFC. Very exciting. A knockout machine. You can see he's a heavy favorite, a minus 500 favorite. Fighting Josh Emmett, who's just been a mainstay in the bantamweight division. The featherweight division, my bad. Vallejos, like I said, 3 fights in the UFC. Emmett, he's 41 years old. He just lost to, I'm forgetting the guy's name, Yusuf Zalal, okay, via round 1 submission. He's getting back fairly quick for his age. I mean, it's a round 1 submission. It's not like he took a lot of damage in that fight. Vallejos getting a huge jump up in the rankings. 2 guys that will go in there, scrap, knock someone the fuck out. Like I said, Vallejos, if you don't know who he is, you will after this fight, okay? Go watch his fucking fight with Giga Chikadze. It's not like he's fought crazy people in the UFC. 3 fights. Chikadze, he's good. That's a good fight. That's a good test. Jumps into the rankings against Josh Emmett. I guess, right? Or this is Tapology's rankings. Or UFC rankings. I don't know. This is Tapology. I don't know if Emmett's actually ranked 16 on Tapology's rankings or he's outside of the UFC rankings. Regardless, Emmett, a mainstay in the rankings. I've done enough fucking running around that. My pick, easy, Vallejos. He's knocking the fuck out of Josh Emmett. He's sending Josh Emmett to the Shadow Realm. Josh Emmett's only key to victory is a knockout. I don't see him taking Vallejos to a decision. I think Vallejos is obviously the much better fighter. Way younger. He's 24 compared to 41 from Emmett. Emmett's on the back tail of his career. Obviously, at any fucking fight, he could retire. He's 1-4 in his last 5 fights. You see this down here. He's lost to Yusuf Zalal. He's lost to Lerone Murphy. His last win was fucking Bryce Mitchell when he knocked him the fuck out 2 years ago, by the way. His last win was 2 years ago against Bryce Mitchell. Vallejos, much better chin. Great stand-up game, and either way, it's going to end in a knockout, but I think Vallejos gets it done. The Vallejos, we will be winning the belt. Vallejos slowly climbing the rankings. Low-key Vallejos, if he gets 1 or 2 more wins, dude, Vallejos versus Gene Silva would be a crazy fight to make. Like, in the future, in the next year, 2 years, if Silva's still in the division, that would be a crazy fun scrap to see. Big fan of Vallejos. Very fun, entertaining fight style. I think he knocks out Josh Emmett. I mean, it's no surprise here. Like I said, he beat Giga Chikadze 2 months ago. Danny Silva, Soo Woo Choi, and then Contender Series. So he's only 3-0 in the UFC. He's only got 1 loss on his pro record. Josh Emmett's last win 2 years ago. Pretty easy pick. We're going to enter our predictions on Tapology. I'm kind of a nerd like that. Okay, we got Vallejos getting the... There's no save option. I'll save right here. Vallejos getting the victory. Moving on. Great main event. Rest of the card, dog shit. That's what I'm saying. The UFC is putting on good main events. There's a couple gripes. The rest of the fucking cards, kind of shitty. And, I'm sorry, I still got a fucking big issue with Buckley and, what's his name? Not Sean. I'm fucking blanking right now. The Buckley fights in the Apex. Okay, we'll get to that fight, but that fight's in the Apex. The UFC still it's got to go back to its slop. Okay, you need some slop every once in a while. But regardless, we got Evloev versus Murphy. Crazy fight. Winner fights Volk for the belt. Both are very deserving of the title right now. I think the biggest takeaway why Evloev hasn't fought for the belt yet. 1, he pulled out of his last fucking fight. 2, he hasn't fought since, you can see it, 2024. Both are undefeated. Never lost. One of the best title elimination bouts you can make. One of the best title elimination bouts you can make in the past few years. Very rarely do you get 2 guys undefeated matching at the top. Winner fights for the belt. I think Volk beats both of these guys. I really do. And in this matchup, though, I think it's got to go to Evloev. I'm sorry, but as much as you want to see Lerone Murphy in London, the fights in London, coming off a crazy spinning elbow knockout to fucking Aaron Pico. But that's the thing, guys. Aaron Pico, are we really sitting here and rating Aaron Pico that highly? I get he's undefeated. I get he's been in the top 10 for however long. But are we really rating an Aaron Pico? I know it's a crazy knockout. An Aaron Pico knockout is what gets you a title shot against Volk. And I know Evloev hasn't fought in 2 years, so I think that's why this is just a great matchup. But I have to go with Evloev. He is competent enough on the feet to where he can last with Lerone Murphy. And I'm sorry, but Lerone Murphy, before that fucking spinning elbow, was a decision merchant. His last 5 fights, spinning elbow, okay? Decision. Do we see the names he's fighting? Went to decision with Josh Emmett 10 months ago. Dan Ige, decision. Edson Barbosa, decision. Josh Kulibo, decision. Okay, there's some good fighters on there, I will say that. But once again, are we really rating a knockout over Aaron Pico that highly? Evloev just fucking went in a crazy scrap with Sterling. One of the best, if not the best, grappling matchups or matches ever. Like, if you are a fan of grappling, wrestling, all of that, that fight is probably the best grappling matchup of all time. Like, seriously, that fight was very entertaining. He beats Arnold Allen. Maybe a questionable decision. Regardless, Arnold Allen, a very tough out. 2 fights already. A former champion, Arnold Allen, who was a mainstay in the top 7 of the division of featherweight. These are 2 already. Diego Lopez. I know it was Diego Lopez's first ever fight in the UFC, but look at what he turned into. And that was a scrap. Lopez was throwing up submissions, going crazy. He beats Dan Ige. I know it was 3 years ago. And then Hakeem, whatever the fuck. Those 4 wins are so much more, to me, rated highly than the last 4 or 5 wins for Lerone Murphy. I know they're both decision merchants, but I really think Movsar is competent enough on the feet to stand with Lerone Murphy, and he's going to take Lerone Murphy down. Maybe he gets a submission. Maybe he makes a statement. You know, he goes out there. He's waited enough time, goes out there, makes a crazy statement, beats Murphy in UK, and then he's fighting for Volk. Obviously, the winner, whoever fights Volk, but I really think Evloev gets it done standing on the feet, but I think he locks up a submission against Murphy, makes a huge statement. I don't think this goes to decision. I really don't. I know they're both decision fucking merchants, okay? But it's, once again, are we really going to sit here and rate that knockout over Aaron Pico? If this was if he went out there, spinning elbowed Arnold Allen, spinning elbowed Sterling, someone else, but Aaron Pico, like, cool, good prospect, was good in Bellator, but really, are we really going to rate that highly? I know he's got some Josh Emmett, okay, Dan Ige, those are good fights, Barbosa, but once again, decision. So is Movsar, but he's going to decision with better fighters. And I think Movsar just has enough tools in the tool bag to get it done. So I'm picking Movsar Evloev by submission in this fight. We'll go Evloev by submission. Save. Once again, just think he has enough and has proven enough to beat someone like Lerone Murphy, who he's not like unproven, but I don't know. There's still some questions. Moving on. Adesanya versus Joe Pyfer. Crazy matchup when this shit got announced. Like, crazy. People were speculating Izzy versus someone still in the top 10. Pyfer is crazy. This is like the matchup to really test and to really see, is Izzy washed? Izzy has only lost to guys who have fought for the belt, should be fighting for the belt, top 1, 2, 3 ranked contenders in the division. very tough fights he's had. Okay, he's on a skid, 1-4 in his last 5, which is crazy for Adesanya. But when you take into account losing to Pereira, okay, he gets his get back, beats Pereira. I know his last win was almost 3 years ago. Loses to Strickland in the championship fight. Crazy, one of the craziest upsets of all time. Strickland has kind of turned a new leaf. Strickland's turned it on, man. Strickland goes on to fight for the belt one more time. Technically one more time against DDP. Loses to DDP. Actually, no, it was 2. He fought for the belt 2 more times. My bad, because he lost to DDP. Then they rematch. He goes on to fight for the belt 2 more times, Strickland, after this. A very close fight with DDP in the first fight. It could have gone either way, Strickland or DDP. Goes out there, fights Nasruddin Imavov. Beats Imavov, okay? Who Adesanya lost to? He lost to DDP in the rematch. Or not the rematch. I'm getting all fucking mumbo jumbled. Regardless, one at a time. Strickland, okay, very good. Turned a new leaf. Kind of transformed his career into a very mainstay top 3 contender in this division. Someone who is going to challenge Khamzat for the belt. Very good. Kind of a career resurgence is the word I was looking for, or the phrase. Goes out there, fights DDP for the belt. Was winning that fight until I think it was round 3 or 4. Where DDP gets the submission. Adesanya was winning that fight, okay? Loses to DDP, who becomes a very, very, very good champion in the UFC. The number 1 ranked guy right now in the division. And then goes out there, was once again winning the fight against Imavov. I know it's the whole what if and was winning the fight against Imavov. Gets knocked out. He tries to pull the Pereira. Oh, nut shot. Kind of fucked him, not going to lie. Loses to another guy who should be fighting Khamzat for the belt. It's a coin flip. Imavov or Strickland. I think they're going to go Strickland for the belt. Regardless, both have a great case to fight Khamzat for the belt. So he has lost to 3 people who have fought only for the fucking belt. Okay, and then he lost to Pereira however long ago. Can you really, so this fight is really what comes down to, is he washed? Pyfer coming off a victory over Abus Magomedov. Are we serious? Kevin Gastelum decision and a Marc-Andre Barrios knockout. Loses to Jack Hermanson, and beats Abdul whoever the fuck. Okay, so 4-1 in his last 5 for Joe Pyfer. But you look at the competition. You look at who's Izzy's fought, and you look at who Pyfer's fought. Pyfer hasn't even touched or sniffed anyone relative in the top 15, and that top 7 to 15 range, and he's fighting Adesanya, who has only lost to top 3 fucking guys. I really think Adesanya gets this done. This is the fight. Once again, if Adesanya loses, man, he might have one more fight and retire. It might be wraps for him. I don't think he's really... he came out and said, he's only looking for big fights. He's only got a couple more fights left in him. But I think if he wins this, he fights someone like a Baralho, he could be right there in title contention. It's Izzy, man. You never know, especially with how his last 3 fights went, where he was so fucking close. So close. And I think someone like Pyfer, man, Adesanya's going to fight smart. He's not going to lose to someone like Joe Pyfer. I don't give a fuck. Pyfer is going in there, going to either throw the meaty overhooks, going to shoot for the fucking takedown like he's goddamn Ray Lewis, but without the explosivity. Adesanya is going to fight a very smart fight. I think he's going to point fight like prime Adesanya. We're going to see the shades of prime Adesanya. It's like those tweets, is this a throwback? Is this prime D Rose? And it's like, dude, his prime was 10 years ago. I know Adesanya's prime wasn't that long ago, but I think we're going to see shades of prime Adesanya's fight where it's boring. It's a point fight. He's going to fight smart. There's no fucking way he loses to Joe Pyfer. I don't care. I don't mind. I like Joe Pyfer. But, dude, you got to give Pyfer someone else. This is kind of crazy. They're really, I know Pyfer was a good prospect, and he's only lost to that Jack Hermanson, who I think he was winning that fight. But your last fight, Abus Magomedov, to go to Izzy fucking Adesanya, a top 15 fighter, 20 fighter in UFC history, who has only lost 2 top-level talent. I don't care. I think Izzy via unanimous decision is very, very easy pick in this fight. I just don't see how Joe Pyfer gets it done. I really don't. I think Izzy's going to fight smart. He's going to kick at range, jab at range, and just fight smart, given how his last couple fights have went. Moving on, we got Renato Moicano versus Chris Duncan. Chris Duncan, one of the most underrated, entertaining fighters in the UFC. Moicano, who was supposed to fight Brian Ortega, This fight is a fight night main event, obviously, in the Apex. Whatever. I mean, Chris Duncan. I mean, this fight in front of a crowd, it makes sense why it's in the Apex, okay? Regardless, Chris Duncan on a 4-fight win streak, Moicano on a 2-fight losing streak. Losing to Beneil Dariush is just crazy. I really thought he was going to beat Beneil Dariush, especially given what you see, especially how you've seen what has happened to Dariush since, just absolutely getting slimed out. Moicano losing to, obviously, Islam. You can't really fault him for that one, okay? Beating Benoit Saint Denis, I mean, that's his biggest claim to fame, which isn't like terrible. That's aged extremely well. Saint Denis could be fighting for a title a lot sooner than we really think, whether that's BMF or, I mean, we don't really rate the BMF too highly, but he is right there in the top 5, in the top 6. He is a couple wins, 1 or 2 wins away from being in title contention. So Hanata Moicano getting the victory over BSD, aging really well. Jalen Turner coming back, getting a victory over Barbosa. That's aging well. And Drew Dober, another one that's aging well. Dober, I know he's kind of like mid. He's in that 15 to very top of the unranked guys. That's another good win. Chris Duncan, a guy who's going in there, scrapping, beats Terrence McKinney. Submission, that was a crazy fight. Rebecca, an absolute fucking war. One of the best fights of all time. Call me crazy. That fight was insane. Rebecca, known for his fucking insane scraps. Very underrated scrapper. Same with Chris Duncan. I mean, he submits Jordan Vucenic, a very good prospect. I know he's not in the UFC anymore. And then submits Balaji Oki. Okay? That's 4 straight. I mean, besides the Rebecca fight, which was a fucking war. 3 submissions and an absolute fucking war with Rebecca. And then he loses to Manuel Torres, who is going to go and absolutely fucking slime out Beneil Dariush. Torres is low-key. I don't want to say he's a boogeyman of the division, of the lightweight division. But Manuel Torres, man, he is a scary motherfucker, okay? So those last 5 fights, he's 4-1. I know Moicano is 3-2. 1 loss to Islam. Do we really rate that low? I don't know. I'm honest to God. I know they're both got really good wins. It's going to be a scrap. Moicano, obviously, more of a veteran. I was at first when this got announced and, looking over it, I was low-key leaning towards Hanata Moicano. Better on the ground, has the ground and pound. Chris Duncan can just scrap, though. He's a very high-paced, very fun fighter. And this may seem like a crazy jump up for Chris Duncan, considering his last couple fights were against good, unranked guys, but no, tested veterans. But I think Duncan, I don't know. It's literally one of those back and forth, man. I want to say Hanata Moicano, but I don't know. Losing to Dariush, man. He looked like shit in that fight. He looked like shit. But, I mean, his last win was BSD, which was only a year ago, which isn't that crazy. That shit seems like 3 years ago, his fucking win over BSD, because of how well that win has aged, because of how much BSD has improved in his victories after losing to Hanata Moicano. But damn that loss to Dariush, man. Is he that washed? No one knows. Duncan's on a hot win streak. Crazy wars. Bar fights. It's a fucking low-key. It's kind of like a pick'em to me. I really don't know. I want to just fucking say fuck it and lean Chris Duncan. He's going to make it a scrap. He could knock out Moicano. I mean, he's got decent enough ground game, Chris Duncan. I really think, you've seen him handle a war with Rebecca. So it's not like, he's going to go in there, just get ground and pounded. So I really think I'm going to go Chris Duncan via unanimous decision. I have to. I just think that fight with Beneil Dariush is just leaving. If he won that, I think it wouldn't have been a question to me. Maybe I'm just thinking too much into it. But I don't know. It's a very close fight. If you wanted to lean towards Hanata Moicano, I wouldn't fault you. And maybe it's literally like leaning whichever way. Whichever way I more think about it, I'm going to talk myself out of the other pick. But right now, I'm saying fuck it. Chris Duncan, let's get some new blood. Let's get these unks out of the lightweight division. And let's get some new fucking blood in there. Entertaining fight. That's going to be a war. It's going to be a very entertaining fight. Chris Duncan's never in a bad fight. Moving on, UFC 327, co-main event, Joshua Van defending his belt for the first time against Tatsuro Taira. Many people thought it should have been Manel Kape versus Joshua Van. I understand why it went to Taira. You can't be too upset. On paper, Van versus Kape would have been way better and would have been a fucking badass banger fight. But we got Taira. They both fought on the last card together. So I think once Van won the belt, Taira beat Moreno. I think it slowly just started working its way into itself there. Obviously, Pantoja is not healthy. We would love to see Van run it back with Pantoja. So low-key, I'm rooting for Van this fight. And I'll just say, I think Van wins this fight. Taira, very good. I'm a fan of both. The flyweight division is in such good hands right now, which is kind of crazy, okay, given it's flyweight. But I think it's kind of got some buzz. You got Taira, you got Kape, you got Van, you got Loner Kavanagh. Like, you got good, not like, Van's a fucking young prospect anymore. He's the champion. And it's not like Manel Kape's a young prospect anymore. But you have entertaining fighters. You have fighters that could, change. The belt could fucking change. Van could defend once against Taira, lose, win. It's a win-lose kind of right now division. It's very entertaining. It's kind of what welterweight was before Islam decided to fucking join that bitch. Okay? Van versus Taira, I think Van is good enough at defending the takedowns. Van is competent enough at the scrambling abilities, and so much more better and more sound on the feet than Taira. I don't even think it's like a fucking question. Van gets it done. I think it's either going to be obviously unanimous decision or Van knockout. I'm going to go with a unanimous decision, Joshua Van. You look at the last 5 fights for him. It's the Pantoja fight. You can't really rate that too highly. He goes to an absolute war with Brandon Royval. You saw him standing there for 3 rounds with Royval. One of the best fights of last year. Royval, someone who at any point could have challenged for the fucking belt or couldn't challenge for the belt. He is I know he just got knocked out by Kape, but Royval has been a mainstay in the flyweight division. Very, very good fighter, a locked-in top 5 fighter, a locked-in top 4-3 fighter in the flyweight division for a very long time. Great victory for fucking Van. And that's the thing. The dude is so active, and he's performing at such a high level. That's why it's so hard to count him out. Now, you give fucking Van... look at this. 7 months ago, he was fighting Royval. Goes and fights Van 2 months ago. Or not Van, Pantoja. I know that fight ended very quickly, and I'm glad to see Van, I wish he would have gotten there a little bit more quicker. I know he's been pushing for a fight, whether that's against Kape or Taira, blah, blah, blah. But within the last 11 months, within the last year, he's going to fight 5 fucking times. And he's going to go undefeated. And they're against good people. Ray Saruya, someone who trains with Tatsuro Taira. Very similar fight style. He goes out there, beats him via unanimous decision. Saruya, who was undefeated at that point. Both were very young, very good prospects. And that's the thing, Van's only 24, and he's undefeated, man. Or not undefeated. He lost to Charles Johnson. That's my bad. His last 5 fights, he's undefeated. In a year, he's going to fight 6 times. How can you hate this man? We don't need to delve into that. We're picking the fights 6 times in a year. Going out there fighting Cody Durden, that's a good win. Ray Saruya, good win. Bruno Silva, by knockout, good win. Brandon Royval, great win. Pantoja, great fucking win. Even if it was a fluke victory, I don't care. He caused the arm separation to happen. And then you look at Taira. Really good win against Brandon Moreno. Okay, but Moreno just lost to Loner Kavanagh on short notice. Moreno has not looked that good. Okay, so can we rate that highly? I don't know, man. Beats Hyung Sung Park on short notice. I understand that. Now look at this. Within 6 months, 2 fights. He's gotten 3 fights in a year. And I know, activity isn't always anything, but Van's going to have 6 fights in a year. Taira, 3 fights or 4 fights in a year. Loses to Brandon Royval, by the way. I know it was a split decision. Loses to Royval. Van just last year goes in there, has a crazy war with Royval and wins. I know MMA math is not everything. He beats Alex Perez, beats Carlos Hernandez. I know Perez just had a good knockout over Charles Johnson. But you look at who Taira's beating. Hyung Sung Park, I know that was another short notice fight. Moreno, that's a good victory, but it's kind of aging like milk. Moreno has not looked that good. He didn't look that good in this fight with Taira. against Tyra. He didn't look that good in his fight against Kavanaugh. I think Van by unanimous decision or knockout. We'll get into the Yuri fight next. We're going to pick Joshua Van knockout or unanimous decision. Fuck it, we're gonna go knockout. Fuck it. Joshua Van by knockout, puts a stamp on it, goes and fights Pantoja next. Beats Pantoja, beats Cop. Fuck it. I'm going all the way. I don't fucking know, actually. But I think we go Joshua Van via knockout. It's either knockout or, I don't know, unanimous decision. Ooh, it's flyweight. Yeah, I know Roy Val's kind of got a crazy chin. I think Joshua Van makes a statement. Fuck it. We're gonna ride with Joshua Van via knockout in this one against Tatsuro Taira. Great fight. Regardless, moving on. We have Yuri Prochazka versus Carlos Ulberg in the vacant light heavyweight for the vacant light heavyweight belt. Obviously, Pereira moving up, fighting Cyril Gane. Man, Yuri, please, if you can hear me, I am on all fours, on my hands and knees, begging to whatever gods Yuri is praying to for fucking Valhalla that Yuri wins this shit. We need Yuri to win this goddamn belt. Life would be so good. Charles, the BMF champ. Yuri, the light heavyweight champ again. Oh, life would be great. But don't sleep on Ulberg. Don't sleep on Ulberg. This fight favors... This is a good fight for Yuri because he is capable, more than capable on the ground. Okay? But Ulberg is a very sound kickboxer. Okay? He trains with the Izzy. He trains in that city kickboxing. So... he's obviously got the kickboxing base. Yuri, it's Yuri, man. You can't fucking rate him too highly and you can't rate him too lowly. He goes in there, blocks with his head one fight, and then he looks fucking amazing with the head movement the next, okay? You saw improved defense, improved head movement versus Jamal Hill, and then he goes out there in the Khalil Roundtree fight and he's like, I needed to get hit in the head to fucking win this fight. Like, what are we doing? I don't know. I think Ulberg has a lot better knockout power than Roundtree. Call me crazy. I don't know. So I think it's a lot closer than people are saying, but I still think Yuri goes in there. Yuri has only lost to one person in the UFC. He's only lost to one person in the last 12 fucking years, and that's obviously Alex Pereira. And he looked crazy. He looked good. I know he loses every fucking first, second round, but this is a 5-round fight. We saw him survive a 5-round fight against Glover Teixeira, one of, if not the best fight of all time in the UFC. Goes out there and knocks out Roundtree. Knocks out Jamal Hill. Loses to Pereira twice. Knocks out Rakic. He is beating every single top contender. Okay? We need to see Yuri versus Ulberg. We need to see Yuri versus Azamat. Yuri versus Big Ank. Other than that, he's cleared out the fucking division. Genuinely, Yuri has cleared out the division. Then we go and look at Ulberg, okay? Dominic Reyes. I know the title run for Reyes was about to start. Are we really rating a knockout over Dominic Reyes that highly in the year 2026 or 2025 when the knockout happened? Are we really rating that highly? No, okay? I'm sorry to break it to you. A unanimous decision via Jan Blachowicz. Unanimous decision via Volkan Ozdemir. Knocks out Alonzo Menifield. And then a submission over Da Woo Sung. That was 2 years ago. 2 years ago. I get his last loss, or one of his, 2 years. So they fight relatively the same amount, okay? But look at the level of competition. Yuri is going out there knocking out Hill, knocking out Khalil Roundtree, knocking out Rakic, knocking out Ozdemir. Actually, I don't know if he followed Ozdemir. I'm getting him mixed up with someone else. Regardless, Ulberg's going to decision with Jan Blachowicz. Old man Jan Blachowicz. Cobbly knees Jan Blachowicz. Going to decision with Volkan Ozdemir. Knocking out Alonzo Menifield. Look at the people he has knocked out. I'm sorry, but he is not... Yuri is not going to decision, especially with someone like a motherfucker Carlos Ulberg, okay? He knocked out Menifield and Dominic Reyes. Compare that to the level of competition Yuri has fought. Obviously I'm going to pick Yuri. I'm fanboying Yuri. Everyone's fucking favorite fighter is Yuri. We all want Yuri, but it just comes down to the level of competition. Ulberg will fight a good fight. He is very sound. He's very smart with the way he fights. And it's going to come down to Yuri and his defense. I mean, what does it come down to? Every fight, it's Yuri and his defense. I could see Ulberg landing a clean head kick. But, I mean, you have to pick Yuri by knockout. I mean, who knows if it's going to be round 1? Who knows if it's going to be round 5? But I just think you look at the level of competition. Yuri has only lost to who? Alex Pereira, a top 10 fighter, top 15 fighter, 12 fighter of all time, fighting for his 3rd belt. I mean, how can you not say Yuri Prochazka? Look at who he's fought. Look at the victories he's had. It just makes the most sense. Moving on, UFC Fight Night, Burns versus fucking Mike Malott. What a scrap. I mean, how can you not be excited for this fight? Gilbert Burns, who was absolutely fucking washed out of one of the worst ranked fighters in the UFC. 4 straight losing skid. And obviously he gets knocked out by Michael Morales 9 months ago. Loses to Sean Brady, JDM, Bilal Muhammad. Those are some crazy losses to have. Those are all fucking warriors, former champions, top 7 level guys in the welterweight division. So he's kind of on a fucking hell's row of fighters. He's getting fed to these guys, which is kind of crazy. His last victory was Jorge Masvidal. Jorge Masvidal was this motherfucker's last victory. And then he goes on just a fucking run of Bilal, JDM, 2 champions, Sean Brady, Michael Morales. Like, that's a crazy, crazy run of, I wouldn't call it unlucky per se, but that's very unforgiving, man. And then you look at Mike Malott. I mean, how can you not be a fan of this kid? Goes out there, beats Kevin Holland via unanimous dick shot decision, beats Charles Radke via TKO, Trevin Giles. I mean, look at this guy. Loses. I mean, how do you not lose to Neil fucking Magny, dude? And beats Adam Fugit. I'm sorry, Mike Malott is not on the same level as any of these guys Gilbert Burns has fought. But Burns is just, he's washed. He's unk. I'm sorry, Burns. You are going to get slimed out. I'm gonna be honest. I think Mike Malott just takes this bitch. I was gonna say unanimous decision, and then I thought, Burns did get fucking slimed out by Michael Morales. I know Morales' power is so much more significant than Mike Malott. And Malott is definitely not on the level of any of those guys Burns has lost to recently. Even at the time, like, he's not on the same level as JDM. He's not on the fucking level of Sean Brady. Michael Morales even. I don't care. Mike Malott's getting this victory, but it is such a fucking layup victory, and it is so annoying how this fight is in front of a Canadian crowd. I understand why they're putting it in front of a Canadian crowd, but can this be a co-main? A featured fight of a fight night? Why is this a fucking main event? Story for another day. Gilbert Burns, this is probably going to be his last fight in the UFC. Appreciate Dorino while he's still here. He's 39, getting absolutely slimed out. Mike Malott, congrats. You beat a fucking washed-ass Burns. There's really not much to this fight. I mean, it is what it is. I'm going to say via knockout, TKO. I think Burns' chin's cooked. Mike Malott has just enough power to get it done via knockout. I mean, how do you analyze that? How do you analyze that fight? It's a fight no one fucking cares for. It really is. But it is what it is. Moving on, we got a bet. How is this fucking card, or this fight in the Apex, and the other fight, Mike Malott, in front of a crowd? Once again, topic for another day. Regardless, crazy good matchmaking right here. See, we got to appreciate the UFC when they actually cook, and they actually fucking cooked in this matchup. Joaquin Buckley versus Sean Brady. Brady obviously losing to Morales. He did not have to fight Morales. He was probably getting the next title shot at welterweight. Steps up like a badass. I know it wasn't on short notice or anything, but he takes the fight. He did not want to be inactive. Goes out there, gets wobbled by Morales, and gets finished by him. He did get knocked out by Bilal Muhammad. But he was on a crazy run. Gastelum submission. Burns, it is what it is. And beats Leon Edwards via submission. Brady was looking very, very good. He's obviously a wrestler. He's an entertaining wrestler, but he's not, the biggest fan favorite. Then you go on to Joaquin Buckley. Someone who I think a lot of people are forgetting about in the welterweight division. There was a time he was in talks, with the Carlos Prates, the Ian Garys, the Shavkat's been around, but like maybe not that level. But I think he was a lot closer to the Carlos Prates level before Prates goes out there and knocks out Leon Edwards, or before he obviously loses to Usman. But I think Buckley is the forgotten like stepchild. It's kind of crazy, but like Buckley was in that when the welterweight division was getting talked about, and now it's kind of like, okay, welterweight is here. These killers are here. Buckley kind of got left behind. And he lost to Usman. I mean, I know it was Usman's first win in however fucking long. He was on a 3-fight losing streak. But losing to Usman is not bad. Usman wrestle-fucked him. Usman did look good. Buckley had Usman wobbled a couple times, man. If Buckley locked the fuck in, I could see him doing really well in this fight against Sean Brady. I could see him putting Sean Brady's fucking lights out. But it all comes down to, can he defend a takedown? He could not defend any of Usman's takedown attempts. Usman, one of the best wrestlers in the UFC history. I know he has cobblestone fucking knees, all right? And the dude, he shakes every time he fucking walks. Usman. But that's his bread and butter. Buckley had him on the ropes. I don't give a fuck. Buckley looked good on the feet. Buckley is always going to look good on the feet. You look at his last 5 fights, losing to Usman, okay? He beats Kobe Covington, KO. Beats Stephen Thompson, KO. Nursultan Ruziboyev, unanimous decision. Okay, that's a good win. That's a sneaky good win. And knocks out Vincent Luque, a very good win. Those are such good wins. And I think people are forgetting who Joaquin Buckley is simply because he lost to Old Man Usman. It's not a bad loss, because if Usman goes out there and wins one more fight, he's fighting for the fucking welterweight championship. Like, Usman's not a bad loss. So I really think Buckley, I'm going to go with Buckley on this one. Call me crazy. But Sean Brady, dude, after that loss to fucking Morales, Sean Brady was talking about going down to lightweight. That's how much Morales had him shook. And I think the power on the feet is very similar between Buckley and Morales. Okay, I know Morales is a lot bigger. He looks like he should be fighting at middleweight. And Buckley is a lot more stockier. But Buckley is huge, man. And if Buckley lands one fucking shot, he's cooked. All right? He had Usman wobbled. I think he can get Sean Brady to be wobbled. I think he can finish Sean Brady. I don't think Brady has the takedown prowess of an Usman. I really don't. I know Brady's very good on the takedowns. But he submitted Leon Edwards because Leon Edwards shot first. Are we also forgetting that? Leon Edwards shot one of the worst takedowns in UFC history. And then Sean Brady gets the finish. I think people are forgetting who Buckley is. And we kind of seen what happens when Brady's up against someone like Morales. And I think Morales and Buckley are very similar. Like, low-key, they're similar enough. I know Morales probably has a little bit better takedown defense, and he's a lot bigger. But Buckley is a big motherfucker, okay? Pause. I think people are forgetting who Buckley is. I think Buckley gets it done via TKO or knockout. Like I said, Morales had Brady fucking shook so much he was thinking about going to lightweight. All right? I think Buckley presents good enough problems for Brady, and I think Buckley is good enough to really lock in the gym to work on stopping the takedowns. Okay? That's something you can work on, and that's something very achievable with these fighters, or with Buckley. You can, within the time frame of Usman into this Brady fight, you can lock in and work on defending and stuffing takedowns. It's not like, he has pillow punches or fruity pebble punches or other things that's like harder to work on your game. It's not like he is going in there and is like, okay, well, got to revamp my fucking wrestling or got to revamp my BJJ or anything. I think this is an easy enough problem for Buckley to where he can lock in from that last Usman fight to the Brady fight. And I think he has enough not like confidence, but like, he's good enough. And if you have watched the Buckley interviews, he's very sound and he's good, man. I think people are forgetting who Buckley is. I think he gets it done via TKO or KO against Sean Brady. Like I said, Morales had his ass shook. Moving on. Crazy, man. That's what I'm saying. The UFC is cooking. We got to give him props, man. JDM versus Carlos Prates. Man, two fucking badass strikers. Two of the top 10 strikers in the UFC. JDM, one of the best boxers, probably a top 3, 4, 5 boxer in the UFC. Prates, the one-punch knockout power. Everyone knows it. Just a very, very good matchup on paper. JDM, obviously, very good on the scrambles. Prates is good enough on the ground to defend himself if he needs to be, but I don't see either person really shooting for takedowns. This is going to be a primarily stand-up fight. If Prates lands clean, man, JDM's lights are getting put out. I mean, it's easy as that. But I think JDM might just be too quick and have enough technique, and he's just smart enough. He's a much better boxer, much better on the feet than Prates. Prates is a little bit more crafty and creative, mixing in the elbows, the knees, etc. But have we seen JDM really get flatlined? No. I mean, you can look at the last 5 fights. Losing to Islam. Everyone knows about that fight. This is a completely, obviously different fight. Prates is not going to do this shit. Okay, there's a reason Islam smotherfucked JDM and did not let him get any scramble attempts, did not let JDM on the feet. He didn't entertain JDM on the feet at all. It would have been a way different fight if Islam presented or let JDM, not let, but like on the feet. If the fight was on the feet more, JDM, man, people sleep. So that's another fight that leaves like a bad taste in people's mouth where it's like people forget how good JDM really is. I mean, he beat fucking Bilal Muhammad, who was on a 10 fight win streak. One of the best fights of last year. At the time, I mean, it might be my fight of the year, honestly. Fight was so entertaining to watch. I know Bilal had him not rocked per se, but he got him a couple good times. He tagged him up. And if Prates gets those same shots, JDM's probably going out. Beats Gilbert Burns via knockout. Split decision with Kevin Holland. And beats Basil Hafez. You look at Prates. Prates probably has more name value in the last couple people he's fought. He knocks the fuck out of Leon Edwards. I mean, who does that to Leon Edwards? Leon Edwards has not looked the best, though, I will say. Jeff Neal, very good knockout, clean knockout, the spinning elbow. Ian Machado-Gary fight, was losing for 4 rounds. This dude, I was at this event. He was getting fucking cooked on the feet by Ian Gary. Ian Gary, very sound. He's like the Izzy. He's the point fighter. But when the fight got to the ground, Prates reversed. He had fucking Gary on the ropes, and Prates didn't go for the, like, not like he didn't go for the finish, but he just didn't look like he had that killer instinct to finish Gary. He had Gary rocked. He had Gary cooked in the 5th round, but it took until the 5th round for Prates to wake the fuck up. He looked like shit. He looked like he had zero answers for anything Ian Gary did. I'm telling you, that was such a hype fight, but that was so fucking boring until the 5th round. It knocks out Neil Magny and knocks out Li Jingliang. I mean, who does that to the fucking Iron Chin Li Jingliang? Closer fight. This is a closer fight than I think people are really giving props for. I think it's either Prates by murder or JDM by piecing his ass up. But I think it's really, really close. And I think it's a lot closer than people think. But man, if Prates lands, I'm probably a bigger fan of Prates. I like JDM. Once again, very underrated. The Islam fight left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths. But I think JDM gets it done. He is more sound. He's smart enough. He can mix in the wrestling if need be. We are not going to see Prates shoot. I think he gets it done via decision. I don't see Prates getting knocked out. But man, if Prates lands, he's creative. But I think JDM is going to remind people why he is one of the best boxers in the UFC. Moving on. Second to last fight we're going to talk about. Pereira versus Ciryl Gane. Crazy matchup. Pereira fighting for the third, it's like a ghost third belt, obviously the interim title at the UFC White House. Ciryl Gane coming off a no contest, obviously the eye poke, everyone knows. This is a fight no one fucking needs any introduction to. Ciryl Gane, Mr. Unlimited title glitch. Pereira, future GOAT. If he wins this and beats Aspinall, he might be the fucking GOAT of the sport, genuinely. Or at least second of all time. And, you know, it's the questions. Is Pereira too small? Is Gane just going to blob him? He's a lot bigger. The heavyweights, you know, it's a different weight class up in heavyweight. But Poatan walks around at like 240. I don't care. Like, he's big. His fucking hands are huge. That's the thing that's underrated, is that sure you can be big, but like, dude, Poatan's hands, Pereira's hands are fucking huge, dude. If he lands once on any of these heavyweights, and I know it's a puncher's chance in heavyweight, Okay, it's if anyone lands once, but that's not fucking true. Okay, some of these blobs, if they land once, they're not knocking you clean the fuck out. Pereira, if he lands once, he's putting you out fucking cold. He has the ladder man skill. He has the kickboxing. What fucking heavyweights do you see that can land a fucking head kick, clean knockout? None of them. Fucking none of them. Okay. And you gotta go Alex Pereira. I don't give a fuck. I think Gane is one of the most overrated fighters. He's very good. But it's a weird heavyweight division. Who is he really fighting? Who is he beating? The no contest to Aspinall. A shitty decision against Volkov. Volkov should have won that. Everyone knows it. Sergey Spivak. I mean, look at these last few fights. He looked good in the Aspinall fight. He was winning round 1. Okay? He lost. I don't give a fuck what the win says. He lost to Volkov. He knocks out Sergey Spivak. I mean, cool. That was 2 fucking years ago. Loses to John Jones and beats Tai Tuivasa. I mean, look at those fucking wins. Are we really sitting here saying Ciryl Gane by murder? Ciryl Gane gonna fucking blob him? No, that's not what he does. I think Poatan is gonna fucking go in there, put Gane on the back foot, back his way up against the cage, mix in the leg kicks, and knock him the fuck out. I think it's going to be a round 1 knockout for Pereira, and it's going to break MMA internet. Like, it's going to fucking shatter this shit. Pereira has no time to waste. If he loses this, I mean, it's the plot armor. What the fuck happens to Pereira if he loses this? Who the fuck does he fight? Not John Jones. Waldo fucking Cortez Acosta. Like, the writing is in the fucking book, man. We're not, and I know it would be cool to see Ciryl Gane versus Tom Aspinall again, because there's actually bad blood rivalry there, but I think Poatan is just too skillful for Ciryl Gane. And Pereira fucking knocks out any of these other heavyweight jobbers. I don't give a fuck. He's going to go on there, pressure Ciryl Gane, and get a round 1 knockout. I mean, I don't care. Look at the hand side. Look at how fast, the quickness. Look at what he did to Big Ank, Magomed Ankalaev. Like, look at what he did. He fucking mogged Big Ank. Round 1, walking him down, pressuring him, stalking him down, man. Backs him up against the fence, lands cleanly, finishes it with the elbows on top. I mean, I don't see how he doesn't do that against these fucking heavyweights. I don't care. Ciryl Gane is not this crazy heavyweight. The closest fight at heavyweight for Pereira is Aspinall, is someone like John Jones who will wrestle fuck him. Gane is not going to do that shit. I think Gane gets absolutely fucking starched, and then Pereira wins the belt. Who knows? If Aspinall beats Pereira retires, guess what? Gane's getting a fucking 6-7 title shot, man. So I think Pereira wins this fairly easily via knockout round 1. That's the only one I'm like fucking very confident. Round 1 knockout, maybe a round 2. I just think Pereira is going to break MMA internet. Moving on, another one that's very easy to predict. Turo versus Gaethje. We all saw the fucking tweet from Topuria. Oh my God, I'm praying for you, my guy, Justin Gaethje. We are all praying for you, but God damn it, Ilia Topuria gonna go in there, knock Gaethje out in round 1, and then we're gonna get Islam Topuria, Madison Square Garden in November this year. I don't give a fuck. Okay, that's what's happening. Maybe Gaethje lands something crazy, but I don't give a fuck. Like, there's no fucking way, man. There is no fucking way Gaethje. This probably would be the biggest upset. He's the interim title holder, and there's been, the Matt Serra where he wins tough, beats GSP, but like this on paper, like, dude, not on paper, but like, this might be the biggest upset of all time. Given the circumstances and given what we know, Topuria already inching at, top 10 of all time, which is fucking crazy. I mean, he doesn't have that many fights, but it's just how he does it. And he just looks unbeatable, and he looks untouchable. What is Gaethje going to present that Topuria hasn't seen? He doesn't need to worry about the wrestling. Gaethje just went to a 5-round war with Paddy Pimblett, who can't fucking strike worth shit. I think we all watched that fight and we're like, okay, Gaethje he's past his prime. He beats up Paddy Pimblett on the feet. We all thought Paddy was going to shoot. It would have been a different fight. Dude, Topuria is going to fucking murder Gaethje. And if for some reason Gaethje lands clean, we don't even got to fucking think about that, okay? We just got to rewatch Gaethje's last fight against Pimblett. He looked good, but he also got rocked a couple times by Paddy, who fucking doesn't know how to throw a goddamn punch, all right? That's just facts. And at an MMA, at a championship level, Paddy did not look like he knew really how to throw a clean punch, okay? So I mean, how can you not? I mean, how can you not say Topuria by round 1 knockout? Topuria by knockout, round 1. I mean, it's a given. We're gonna get back-to-back round 1 knockouts. Topuria, Pereira, book it here. Yeah, those are my picks, my predictions for every upcoming main event title fight. I know we still have UFC 328, and we still have another fight night that needs to get announced. Dana White did say he's announcing some cards upcoming this week. Maybe we'll talk about it once he announces those. Who knows what the fucking Baldy's cooking? Who knows what Hunter Campbell's cooking? And this goddamn company is cooking, especially after this White House card was announced and it tapered everyone's expectations. Regardless, if you have anything differing from me, think anyone else is going to win that I thought was going to lose, vice versa, let me know in the comments. And if you made it to the end of the video, thank you, appreciate you, love you.